So this is probably the reason why you lost that fish. Welcome back to another episode of Bassin with Captain Lou. Our weather has been horrible, torrential downpours, horrible flooding. I can't even begin to imagine the fishing conditions when I get back out on the water. So in the meantime, to kill some time, I'm doing the next best thing, and that is lure modifications. This spook boyo got into my radar, this color right here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be modifying a spook boyo, but the reason why I'm shooting the video is because I want to explain to you guys why I modify these spook boyos. It's not just because I put inline hooks on these lures. I'm also changing another important piece of hardware. I call it the sleeper piece of hardware of these lures, and that is this guy right here. If you're not changing this out on a lot of your lures, especially fishing down here in South Florida, you are at one point or another are going to have your heart broken. So stick around and I'm going to explain to you guys why. So South Florida is unique than other parts of the country and other parts of Florida as well. And the reason for it is because we are home to a host of fish, to a host of a lot of exotic fish, especially from South America. The peacock bass quickly comes to mind. The Oscar quickly comes to mind. The Mayan cichlid, jaguar. We also are a host of a lot of quality and a quantity amount of gar and mudfish. All the fish that I just mentioned are very hard fighting fish, and they will wreak havoc on a lot of our treble baits that are stocked right out of the box. On any given productive day out here in the Everglades, if you do not replace what I call the sleeper piece of hardware, if you don't replace this piece of hardware right here, you will have your heart broken by the time lunchtime comes around. I'm serious. This is why I'm shooting this video, is because a couple of years ago I had my heart broken on a monster peacock bass. I had that fish on there, it was pinned on there nicely. All of a sudden the lure comes back shooting at my face, and I'm curious what happened. When I look at my lure, the lure came back empty, meaning this entire assembly was ripped off. The split ring failed, and of course with the split ring failing, it tore off my treble hook, and then I came back with, I lost my fish and I also came back with a damaged lure. So I had to go ahead and come back and replace it, and that's where the idea was born in my head, and that is every time I get a lure right out of the box, I am replacing the split ring, and in many cases the treble hook, and sometimes I'm also, like you guys are seeing, I'm also replacing the inline hooks. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing an unboxing, so to speak. I'm going to unbox this spook boyo, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it into this spook boyo, which is the one you guys have been seeing in a lot of my videos. So before I continue with the unboxing and the modification of a spook boyo, I wanted to cover one little quick caveat, and that is if you're an angler that uses very light fishing gear and very light mono, then the modifications that I'm going to be talking to you guys about may not be for you. Your lure may be just fine right out of the box. Reason for it is because of the type of fishing line. If you're an angler that you're using braid, heavier monofilament, meaning anything heavier than 12-pound test in regards to monofilament or fluorocarbon, then this type of modification may be up your alley. Again, if you fish with light stuff, light fishing gear and light monofilament, then this modification may not be for you. All right, so let's go ahead and unbox this spook boyo. All right, so right out of the box, what you're going to quickly notice is look at the split ring. Look how small that split ring is in reference to the lure. Look how thin that is compared to a modified boyo or my modified boyo. Look at the thickness of that split ring. When you do a side-by-side, look at the difference in the split ring. It's pretty significant. This boyo out of the box won't make it till lunchtime on one of our typical guide trips down here in South Florida. So removing the split ring and the hook from a boyo is pretty simple. All you need is some split ring pliers like so. I'm gonna try to be quick in the camera. So you find the leading edge of the split ring, you go ahead and put the teeth in there, open it up, and you go ahead and just remove the split ring. I'm doing the best that I can because I can't see with the camera in the way, but I removed one. I'm going to go ahead and remove the next one, being careful that I don't poke myself. There you go. That was pretty easy. As you can see, I stripped it down. Now, the one thing I will tell you guys is that I do not remove this split ring, because this split ring, even though it is small, it doesn't see the amount of abuse as the split rings that are down below. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the hooks that I'm replacing it with. So when replacing with inline hooks, you got to take the stock treble, and to properly measure, you take your inline hook and you put it right below. And this is a proper size. So you want, look at the distance between the two trebles and the distance from the shank and the needle point. This is a good hook for this size of treble hook. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm gonna go ahead and be replacing it with a size 3H 65-pound split ring. So to attach this thick inline hook to a thick split ring, you're gonna need thicker needle nose pliers. In this case, I'm using this Rapala needle nose pliers. You put that groove right in between the two parts of the ring and open the split ring. You got to use a little bit of force to put that split ring on there. There you go. That's in. Thread it across or thread it through. Now there you have it. All right, so here's the easy part, reattaching the inlines to the spook. What you want to do is you want to make sure that one inline is facing that way, it's facing out, and this other inline is facing forward. And the way I do that is you take your smaller split nose pliers, okay, and then you thread it towards you on this case. That's one. And there's two. There you have it. Pretty simple. Yes, it took longer because I'm behind a camera, but in essence, this will take about 3 minutes. And there you have a modified Spook Boyo. So as you can see, swapping out the split ring and hooks out of a lure right out of the box is not that difficult to do. If you're not into inline hooks, I can perfectly understand that, but please go ahead and swap out the stock hook from a lot of these brands and reinforce it with a thicker treble hook, and you will not be disappointed. But please, please, please do swap out your split rings and your heart will not be broken. I appreciate you guys for taking the time for watching this video. Like this video, share this video, better yet, subscribe. The channel is growing leaps and bounds, and I want you guys to be part of that growth. So if you guys found this video to be remotely helpful, please smash that subscribe button. We will greatly appreciate it. You guys want to learn more about modifying your soft jerk baits? Check out this video right here. You guys want to learn the reel that I'm throwing these lures on? Check out that video right here. You guys will not be disappointed. I will see you guys again soon. Take care of yourselves.